If there is a fault, do the laws change? Remember, electricity is perfect. It never makes a mistake, just like gravity. So no, the rules do not change. The boundaries can change, but nothing can pass through an open. Now that you know the basics, here are the 4 possible failures. An open circuit. This is our straight line circuit with the load working. Everything is good. So what is an open circuit? A circuit through which current does not flow because one part is not connected, or it is open. The point of failure could be anywhere in that circuit, also anywhere in the wire. It could be at the battery, it could be at the fuse, either side. It could be at the switch itself, could be at the load, either side of the load, in the wires, any ground point, and there's 2 ground points and ground at the battery. Any of those points could be an open circuit. So the second one is high resistance. What is high resistance? Well, circuit through which current does not flow correctly because one part has too much resistance or too much pushback. Now take a look at this. The point of failure of too much resistance could be anywhere in the circuit. Notice the similarity? So we could have an open anywhere in the circuit, and we could have high resistance anywhere in the circuit. Notice the similarity? So what is the difference between an open and high resistance? Now let's go back and review this illustration for just a second. We know that electrical voltage is the pressure, and resistance is the opposition to that pressure or the push. And the purpose of the volt is to overcome the resistance. So the voltage is supposed to push that resistance out of the way. But what if the opposition is too great? Well, I have a warning here. You don't drop all the voltage. So some voltage is left over. And you can see it poking its face out when you use your multimeter and you read the note you didn't drop all the way down. A little resistance slows the circuit, and a lot of resistance can stop the circuit. Now don't forget about continuity. If power comes to it, power will pass through it. Well, resistance does not flow through it. Even though there's continuity, resistance does not flow at all. But you still have continuity. So what is the difference between an open and high resistance? Well, an open has no continuity. High resistance has continuity, but resistance which opposes the voltage can't flow through it. It can't oppose if it can't get to it. So going back to our illustration here, it can't oppose it if it's not there or if it can't get to it. So you could have high resistance in the circuit and not know that it's there. So how would you know that? From high resistance. If you have a blown fuse, check for high resistance. Here's the next possible failure, a short to power. Now what is a short? Look at the picture of our working diagram. First, you must know that a short is a short is a short. So you could have a closed circuit, and if that's the case, the light bulb or the load would work, and there would be flow. You can tell that because the load is on. You could have an open circuit. Now in an open circuit, there is no flow. You can tell that because the load is off. Or you can have a short to power. The load is off, but you still, in your testing, you would have power somewhere. And you could have a short to ground, and you tell that again because the load is off. Notice the similarity. A short circuit is a direct connection between 2 points that aren't supposed to be directly connected. So you could have a short to ground, and you could have a short to power. What then is the difference? The important difference is what gets shorted or what gets bypassed. Now I'm going to put a short in here. This short is not supposed to be here. Now if that short were there, what would the results be? Well, the load would be on all the time because the switch is bypassed or the control is bypassed. So here's a question. Will the fuse blow? No, the load still consumes all the voltage, right? The switch was just bypassed. This is a short to power. This short isn't supposed to be there, but the load still consumes all the voltage. So a short circuit is a direct connection between 2 points that aren't supposed to be directly connected. Now here's another short. Let's see what happens here. Let's take that one away and put a short over here. Now in this case of a short, what will the result be? No change to the load action, no change to the circuit, but the circuit is unprotected. So the circuit's going to work. It's going to work. It's just unprotected. So here's the question. Will the fuse blow? No. The load still consumes the voltage, but the circuit is unprotected. So the fuse will not blow unless the flow increases or the load resistance goes up. And when it goes up, remember the circuit is now unprotected, so then the fuse would blow. So what kind of a short is this? This is a short to power as well. Now here's another short. Let's take a look at this. Let's take that one away and let's put a short in over here. Let's short the load. The short isn't supposed to be there, so what will the result be? Think about it. Will the fuse blow? Yes. The load was bypassed, so there is no load to consume the voltage. So what consumed the voltage? The fuse that was supposed to protect the circuit. What kind of short is this? This is a short to ground. There was no load to consume the voltage, so the fuse, the circuit protection device, did its job. The fuse consumed the voltage. Now here's the same thing, but they're a little bit different. There's some variations to what shorts could be. So let's remove this short and let's put in another short. Now in this case, look at it. What will the result be? And will the fuse blow? Yes. The load was bypassed, so there was no load to consume the voltage. This is a short to ground. Ever replace a blown fuse and it doesn't blow again right away, but it will blow again intermittently? So what do you have? Either an intermittent short to ground and or increasing resistance in the load. Now here's another variation. What will the result be? And will the fuse blow? Maybe. The circuit is unprotected, but the wire and or the load may burn out too. So it could be burned out anywhere in the circuit because the circuit is unprotected. So what have we learned? What are the four possible failures? An open circuit, which is no flow. High resistance, which is resisted flow. A short to power, but the fuse will not blow. And a short to ground, the fuse will blow. So as you're trying to improve and be a better electrical technician, let's not focus on all of that clutter and the confusion. Instead, Focus on the basic electrical theory and you'll become a better electrical technician. You can do it.